call to order the Planning Commission meeting for Thursday, July 18th, 2024. Start with roll call, please.
Mr. Cox,
Here.
Mr. Crumpton, Mr. Heath, Mr. Kella,
Here.
Mr. Orlando,
Here.
Mr. Perez, Ms. Rohr,
Here.
Mr. Rusinellos,
Here.
Chairman Dillon.
Here. Next, are there any questions on any of the minutes? Seeing none, get a motion for approval of minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Cox,
Yes.
Mr. Kella,
Yes.
Mr. Orlando,
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Rohr,
Aye.
Mr. Rusinellos,
Oh, now you're on.
Aye.
Chairman Dillon.
Aye. What do you got, Jim?
So first would be citizens to be heard on agenda items. If anybody wants to speak on an agenda item now, they can do so. But please know we also let you speak when this case is called. But if anybody would like to speak at this time, they can do so. Seeing none, we could go to old business for public hearing. We have, let's see, we have withdrawal, P224, preliminary plat of Centerpoint Intermodal Center at Joliet Phase 28 subdivision, FP224, final plat of Centerpoint Intermodal Center at Joliet Phase 28 subdivision, and V324, vacation of a .271 acre portion of Schweitzer Road. Petitioners have withdrawn these petitions at this time, and they may come back at a future date, but things need to get resolved with our Public Works Department. So that's just withdrawn. There's no action needed. On old, let's see, new business for public hearing, we have the first case is P324, preliminary plat of Cherry Hill Business Park 21 subdivision, and FP324, final plat of Cherry Hill Business Park 21 subdivision, Phase 1. Under general information, the applicant is Northern Builders. The status of the applicant is the developer and agent, and the owner is Cherry Hill 21 LLC. Requested action is approval of a preliminary and final plats. Purpose is to allow development of a light industrial subdivision. Existing zoning is I-1 light industrial. Location is southeast corner of Cherry Hill Road and Spencer Road. Size of the preliminary plat is approximately 97 acres, and the final plat is approximately 46 acres. Existing land use is undeveloped. Surrounding land use and zoning to the north is undeveloped I-1 light industrial. To the south is undeveloped ComEd right-of-way in County A1 agricultural and I-1 light industrial. To the east is undeveloped Will County A1 agricultural. To the west is industrial and forest preserve R1B, single-family residential, and I-1 light industrial. There's county I-1 light industrial zoning also there. Under site history, the subject property was annexed into the city and zoned to its existing zoning designation of I-1 in 2022. The property is part of the Cherry Hill Business Park West subdivision holdings, and upon annexation, it was envisioned that two separate warehouse office buildings would be located on the subject property. Throughout its history, the site has contained undeveloped farmland with a single-family residence located on the property's west side fronting Cherry Hill. Under special information, the petitioner wishes to obtain approval of a preliminary plat for the entire 97-acre site and a final plat of Phase 1 of the Cherry Hill Business Park 21 subdivision, which would isolate Lot 1 of the subdivision for future development. The applicant will also be requesting approval of a recording plat for Lot 1 at a future City Council meeting. Another lot to the east, in addition to an outlot for site stormwater detention in the northwest portion of the site, are also included in the preliminary plat. The attached site plan shows that the proposed office warehouse building that would be built on Lot 1 would be approximately 802,288 square feet in size, pending approval. The site plan shows 600 future car parking stalls, 80 docking spaces for trucks, and 273 truck trailer stalls. The 97-acre site would feature 100 feet setbacks from both Cherry Hill Road and Spencer Road. Setbacks of 40 feet would be located along the south and east sides of the 97-acre site. The industrial subdivision would match pre-existing uses to the north and complement light industrial uses to the west and south. The easement area for ComEd is located directly south of the subject property. Water and sewer connection fees and development impact fees will be required. Future warehouse and development must comply with all requirements pursuant to the city's zoning ordinance, non-residential design standards for light industrial buildings, landscaping and screening regulations, and the unified tree ordinance. And that concludes our staff report.
Thank you, Jim. Do we have the petitioner on hand? Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth.
I do.
State your name, please.
My name is Ken Ninehouse. I work with Northern Builders, and we are pleased this evening to be bringing this new project forth. As part of this development, when we acquired this property, we are improving Spencer Road all the way from Cherry Hill to Gauger to now bring development into this area along with Cherry Hill Road. Both of those are being improved to 3 lanes. As we put together this project, and we've done many in Cherry Hill for many years here, we took a lot of things into consideration to have our first building set back to allow for the detention and open space near Spencer Road. The truck traffic will all enter, exit Spencer Road with direct flow to Gauger, and then immediately to the expressway. Car parking is isolated at the off of Cherry Hill. We put a lot of landscaping and berms in this project, and we are pleased at this time. We are courting a major EV company, but I cannot disclose the name at this time. So we're very happy to be bringing this. This brings jobs, tax revenue, and we think it's a great project that's consistent with the surrounding neighbors, that everything is industrial around our project. And this is an extension to the Cherry Hill Business Park that we've been building for nearly 20 years.
So you say you guys are going to rebuild the road at your expense?
Yes, at our expense. We are taking all of Spencer Road, which is currently 2-lane, not designed to support trucks, and we are turning that into a 3-lane road all the way from Spencer Road to Gauger.
Okay.
And we are improving Cherry Hill Road from Spencer Road north to south, all the way to the railroad tracks, the edge of our property.
Do you plan on putting curbs in too on this, or?
Curbs, gutters.
Okay.
The sewer and water is already there on Spencer Road. We will be putting in all of the storm. We are doing a lot of improvements. We are bringing Spencer Road out of floodplain. There's another viaduct that we are adding to take the storm water, which used to just flow over Spencer Road. So all those problems go away with the improvements, and those improvements allow for the opportunity to develop this property.
Okay. Are there any other questions from any commissioners?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
excuse me, sir, you said that there's gonna be a EV company?
So, we're working with a company right now. Nothing is for sure, but
Well, the reason why I'm asking is because the first time you came, I don't know if you were the same guy that came here, but they said they were putting a cold storage warehouse in.
that is another building I am building down the street right now. We are also building Agile Cold Storage that is to the west, about a half a mile on Spencer Road, but on the other side of the street, on the north side of the street.
Okay, but
And-
can you give me a rough idea what an EV company is? I don't understand it.
Electric vehicles.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
The latest out there to go green, I guess.
Okay, another question I have for you too. Is all this property empty land right now? Or-
Yes, this is
or-
just vacant cornfield.
Or
It's
is
just
there another piece of property that's still available out there?
I think we own all of it. We own everything on the north side of the street to the boundary of New Lenox, which is about 4,000 feet. And on the south side of the road, we own this property, and we have, we're soon to close on the remaining land, which is in New Lenox, all the way to Gauger Road.
Is that the property that's on Spencer Road?
Yes, that's all on Spencer Road.
Oh, okay.
So we own everything on Spencer Road, both sides of the street, with the exclusion of the Gauger farm at Gauger Road, Gauger and Spencer.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Are there any citizens that wish to speak for or against this at all? Seeing none, do I have a motion for P-3-24, FP-3-24?
Move to approve. Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Cullen,
Aye.
Mr. Orlando,
Nay.
Ms. Rohr,
Aye.
Mr. Rusinellos,
Aye.
Mr. Cox,
Aye.
Chairman Dillon.
Aye. Next, Jim.
So that would go to August 19th, 20th City Council for final action if this stays on course.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Next case would be under new business public hearing. We have P-424, the preliminary plat of re-subdivision of Lot 4 of Casino Parcel at Rock Run Crossing subdivision, and FP-424, the final plat of re-subdivision of Lot 4 of Casino Parcel at Rock Run Crossing subdivision. Under general information, the applicant is Cullen and Joliet LLC. Status of the applicant is the developer. The requested action is approval of a preliminary plat and final plat. Purpose is to create a 4-lot mixed-use subdivision. Existing zoning is B2 Central Business District. Location is east of Gateway Boulevard between Rock Run Crossings Drive and Olympic Boulevard. Size is 9.9 acres. Existing land use is undeveloped. Surrounding land use and zoning to the north is undeveloped B2 Central Business District. To the south is warehousing with I-1 light industrial zoning. To the east is future casino, B2 Central Business District. To the west is undeveloped B2 Central Business District. Under site history, the subject property lies within the Rock Run Crossing redevelopment project area, which has been designated as a TIF district since 2021. It was created with the intention the TIF district would include future mixed-use development that would contain commercial retail, restaurant, entertainment, attractions, recreational amenities, and a multi-family residential neighborhood over the entire 309-acre district area. Subject property is a 9.9 acre portion of the casino parcel at Rock Run Crossing subdivision, which was created in 2022. Lot 4 was created as a space for future outlot development that would occur to the west of the casino site. In October of 2023, the City Council approved a plan unit development, PUD, for the most of the Rock Run Collection development area, including the subject subdivision, while the PUD allows multiple buildings to be located on one lot under unified ownership. The proposed subdivision would create 4 separate lots for the future end users. Under special information, the petitioner seeks approval of the preliminary and final plats of re-subdivision for Lot 4 of the casino parcel at Rock Run Crossing subdivision. The applicant has also submitted for approval a recording plat, which will be put before the City Council at a future meeting. Conceptual site plan within the Rock Run Collection subdivision PUD shows that the newly created lots will likely feature a blend of food and beverage and hotel uses. All 4 new lots would front Gateway Boulevard. An extension of Sandstone Drive would bisect lots 2 and 3, provide direct access to these lots. A cross-access easement will be provided to allow for access to lots 1 and 4 through lots 2 and 3 respectively. This cross-access would stem off Sandstone Drive. A 20-foot wide landscape easement will be placed along the west side of each lot fronting Gateway Boulevard, in addition to the southern portion of Lot 1 fronting Olympic Boulevard and the northern portion of Lot 4 fronting Rock Run Crossings Drive. Future development within the subdivision will be required to connect to the city water and sanitary sewer mains. which will both be extended within the Gateway Boulevard right-of-way. In addition, public improvements, paving, and curbing will be required per city ordinances. Adherence to the development guidelines from the Rock Run Collection PUD will be required for landscaping, parking allocation, provision of on-site signage, on-site lighting, and future building design, and that concludes our staff report.
Thank you, Jim. Do we have the petition on hand?
Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name, please.
Yes, Jim Teston with Cullinan Properties, and I'm also here with our engineer, Matt Warline with SEMCON. So I think the staff report covered it well. We're creating 4 lots just to the west of the casino, which has already been platted, as well as platting Sandstone, which will be the main entrance to the casino.
Okay. Are there any questioners from any commissioners? Are there anybody who would like to speak for or against this? The citizens? Seeing none, do we have a motion for P-24, FP-4-24?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Orlando,
Aye.
Ms. Rohr,
Aye.
Mr. Rusinellos,
Aye.
Mr. Cox,
Aye.
Mr. Kella,
Aye.
Chairman Dillon.
Aye. Next, Jim.
So that will go for approval, again, to the second meeting in August 19th and 20th, if it stays on course. Next is A424. This is, next petition under the same category, annexation of 12.01 acres of 710 to 718 South Rainer Avenue, classification to I-1 light industrial zoning. Under general information, the applicant is the City of Joliet. Status of the applicant, we're contract purchasers of this property. The owner is Glaski Enterprises Incorporated. Under requested action, approval of annexation of 12.01 acres at 710, 718 South Rainer Avenue. Purpose is to allow development of a new public utilities, water, and sewer field operations garage and administration building. Existing zoning is within the Village of Rockdale, I-1 heavy commercial and light industry, and Rockdale R1 one family residential. Requested zoning is I-1 light industrial. The location is 710 to 718 South Rainer Avenue. The size is 12.01 acres. Existing land use is undeveloped. Under surrounding land use and zoning, to the north is undeveloped Joliet I-1. To the south is industrial and commercial Rockdale I-1. To the east is railroad right-of-way Rockdale R1. To the west is residential Rockdale R1 and B business zoning. Under site history, in May 2024, the City Council approved a resolution authorizing the approval and execution of a real estate sales agreement for the purchase of 710 to 718 South Rainer Avenue. Property located south of Interstate 80 between South Rainer Avenue and Rock Island Avenue is for the development of a new public utilities water and sewer field operations garage and administration building. Part of the site, the subject of this annexation request, is within the Village of Rockdale and needs to be disconnected from Rockdale and annexed into the City of Joliet. As part of the interim water supply agreement between Rockdale and Joliet approved in December 2023, Rockdale agreed to disconnect the subject site along with the adjacent roads, see attached Exhibit B, from the interim water supply agreement. The Village of Rockdale recently approved the disconnection of this property at their village board meeting on July 2nd, 2024. An additional 7.2 acres of the land to be purchased is already within Joliet city limits and is zoned I-1 light industrial. Under special information, the City of Joliet is planning the development of a new facility for the public utility sewer and water field operations to replace the existing facility at 921 East Washington Street. The chosen site is partially in the corporate limits of the Village of Rockdale and needs to be disconnected from Rockdale and annexed to the city. The proposed zoning classification is I-1 light industrial, which is the zoning designation for the portion of the site already within Joliet city limits. The annexation includes the roadways adjacent to the site. Once the disconnection and annexation processes are approved, the city can complete the purchase of the property as outlined in the real estate sales agreement, and that concludes our staff report.
Thanks, Jim. Who from the city is representing the city?
I'll represent it, and we also have the consultant here, like if you have more detailed questions.
Yeah, say your name, please.
Barbara Adams of Special Legal Counsel for the city.
You promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
Barbara, okay. I have a couple questions. Has there been a study about the property as far as environmental, whether the ground's contaminated or not over there?
Yes. Yes, a Phase 1 study was completed and a partial Phase 2 environmental study was completed. There is some material that may be hazardous. It's not intended that it will be disturbed because this will be largely an asphalt coating and there won't be a lot of digging. It's mostly bedrock.
But the reason of buying this, or you put it in a property in the city of Joliet, I don't care, but the whole reason of doing this is to build a facility over there for the workers to go work on, and they're the ones going to have to live with it.
Correct. And it's been thoroughly evaluated by 2 different consultants. The city is also purchasing an environmental pollution liability policy.
And what has been the flooding over there? I know I've gone down many times, different areas over there for flooding, when I worked with the city.
Okay. I'm not the engineer, so I can't really speak to flooding in particular.
And now, so we put this, they build the building, are they going to close down East Washington Street also?
I think that's the plan, is to transition out of that space.
And relocate it there?
Yeah, it's
It's
too
not really
crowded.
center of the city at all, but
Yeah. They looked carefully at the access and looked at least 6 or 7 other sites, and this site is the most advantageous.
what were some of the
site.
other sites that they looked at?
There are a couple of along, trying to remember the name. There was one site over near, there
was a couple off of McDonough Street that they looked at
That's the
farther out west.
That would probably be a better,
Um,
I worked for the city for years, and I did work
Yeah.
in those departments. And I remember trying to get the city to change it. I spent, out of an 8-hour day, 4 to 5 hours just driving. The
Yeah.
city's so big.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing the actual work, but you're driving far west, you're far east. It'd always be better if it is centrally located. It save you a lot of time, get a lot more work done.
They looked probably over a year for sites, so it had to be a certain size, and the property owner had to be willing sellers.
Well, that's always
And
true.
also it had to be a price that wasn't, out of our budget. So all those things had to be factored in, and that's why they zeroed back in on this site.
St. Jude's property's gonna be for sale. Did they sell it already? Church may let it go.
I don't know if demolition costs would be in our budget, but
Right. The other-
You just take a couple of machines and knock everything down and haul it to the dump.
There also is consideration of putting in an additional satellite public utility site to the west. As the city grows further to the west, that's another part of the future planning.
Barbara, they should have done it, no offense, they should have done it years ago, I know. I really do know they should have done that. But hey, that's not my call.
Budgets and everything, I can't speak to that.
Any other questions for any of the commissioners?
Yeah, I have
Go ahead.
one. At one time, there was a house way in back, sitting down. Is that house been removed, or is it?
To my knowledge, there's no house there.
On the road, it might have been torn down. They used to have a house.
maybe
like that.
way off this site, but there's no houses on this site.
Not on this
Okay.
site.
And also, another thing, how many entrances is going to be for this area? Because there's only one entrance, and that's Graham Drive, as of right now.
There will be an entrance along Meadow Rayner for public access, and the primary public utility vehicle access will be out through Rock Island Avenue. There is the potential in the future that Rock Island Avenue, when the I-80 bridge is modified, there's an opportunity to realign the roads through under there and create another outlet up through the city.
Okay, so this is kind of a long-term project then, right?
Right, it's a long-term brownfield reclamation site.
Yeah, and kind of I-80 being rerouted?
Yes.
Okay, so this might not happen for several years, huh?
It'll take a little bit to design this, and then they'll coordinate with the construction of the bridge.
Okay, yeah, because like I said before, there's only one entrance to get it down in there now, and that's Graham Drive.
Right, and it's a steep slope on the
Yeah.
north end, so,
Right.
right, so they know that they've got to figure out, engineer a drive in for the public, and then there's gonna be an access out.
Yeah, because it's like a ravine and it's all wooded.
Right,
Okay, all
right,
right.
yeah, yeah, it's a pretty steep, slope
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Chairman,
Good?
I'd like to get clarification on what areas, I see, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
clarification on what areas, I see the red is the annexation. What area is going to be the facility? Could you, I don't know if it was one
The
of the.
city is buying the entire parcel that's outlined in yellow. So the red
Oh.
portion is in
Red and
Rockdale,
yellow, okay.
and then the northern portion, north of the blue line, is already in Joliet. That's a good depiction there.
Is that the city or it's in the city, is who owns
The
that?
city will buy the part that was outlined in yellow on the prior slide.
But the project to the north, or the blue shaded area which says Joliet, that's
Right,
not part of this
The
project?
city is not buying all of that, portion of that, if you can flip back one, there. The city will buy the part that's outlined in yellow.
And
There's a portion
what's
further
shaded
north
in
that-
red-
that the city is
Sure.
not buying.
Yeah.
the red is the annexation.
Red's the annexation, and the
And
yellow
yellow's
outline
complete.
is
Okay.
The yellow
what's
goes
being
around the red, though.
purchased.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then could you clarify a little bit more about the Phase 2 environmental? You said a partial
Right.
with that?
There were soil borings done to determine if there was any potential leakage. The site to the north used to be, the land to the immediate north of the yellow line was a rock quarry that became a landfill. And we were concerned about whether there was any potential seepage or drainage from that site. So some soil borings, in addition to a visual inspection, there were soil borings and geotechnical borings into the rock to see if there was any transmission of contaminants, and it's very, very minimal.
And the city's comfortable building on top of that?
Yes.
Okay.
It's bedrock, you're not gonna have people digging in it.
Well, they're gonna have to dig, I'm assuming there's gonna be some storm sewer, some sanitary sewer,
Right.
some
Other
water
than
mains,
putting in
footings.
Yeah, other than putting in the utilities, which they have to figure out how to do, find a space within the bedrock where they can do that.
Thank you.
So this site does have a few engineering challenges.
Are there any other commissioners that have questions? Is there any citizen who wish to speak for or against this? Come on up. Come on up, sir. One by one. Raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
State your name, please.
Don Wortman. We own the property, I guess it would be to the northwest
Speak
of
more
that.
into the mic so I can hear you better, sir.
We own the property to the northwest of that, and I own some property that's actually part of that. 2/3 of an acre that's over the stone quarry wall.
So that information was provided to us through our attorney. He showed them a plata survey that, believes that there's some property of his on this Glaske property. Title information that has been done is not finding that to be true, but we will continue to look into it. Before this goes to city council, we'll definitely have that figured out. But title information that has been done by legal is not finding that he owns any property on the east side of Meadow Avenue there. And if he did, Glaske's been paying taxes on it. So it's, we're not finding that to be true, but we will look
May
into
I
it,
speak?
continue. Sure.
Okay, my house was built in 1838.
Okay.
And the guy that owned the stone quarry owned my house. And when they put South Rainer through, they went through his house lot. And they probably didn't find that because it takes some digging. But I got the surveys, and it's a narrow strip, it's 2/3 of an acre. And I can't help the title company didn't find it, but they're not always 100%,
No, let me ask you, when did you buy your house or property over there?
oh, like 1990.
So when they do that, they do surveys, and I know they usually, they
I
put
got-
stakes in the
I got-
ground.
I got surveys,
You have surveys.
yeah.
They usually put a metal pole in the ground for a couple
Well,
feet.
They did it, but they did a lot of action down there and they tore my stakes out,
That's what,
you know. They were down there with cats and stuff.
so what was
Just
your
to-
concern then?
Sorry, just to clarify though,
Well,
you're on
my
Rayner and
concern
Wortman
is-
Drive?
Yeah, and my grandpa donated that street. And we own the shop there. We own quite a bit of the property that's across the street from there. And all my property is on one pin on both sides of the street.
There's
So
no
that-
tax information. We've looked at GIS mapping.
Well, I pay my taxes.
I'm not saying that you don't. I'm saying that we're not finding any ownership,
I can't.
you know, across the road, but
I
we,
do got the survey from
yeah, we'll continue to look,
1945.
we'll continue to look into it. We'll have our legal department and our legal consultants look into it. They're just a recommending, commission. This
Well-
does not make anything final. This will have to go to city council in August.
Well, I don't want my property to get annexed to Joliet,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If you, I'd be willing to come to some type of arrangement with them. But, that's all I got to say.
Okay,
Thank you.
thanks. Somebody else wanted to speak? Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name and speak into the mic, please.
Nancy Williams, and I just basically have a question. My nephew received a letter regarding this hearing, but he lives in Rockdale. I guess it was just an information letter, is that, I don't know.
That's right. Everybody within 600 feet of this property gets notice.
Okay,
So just to let them know that there's a hearing taking place on this.
okay. That's all I needed, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Any other citizens that wish to speak? You want to speak again, Barbara?
If I may, I've had, we just found out about this survey this morning.
Yeah.
And I met Mr. Wortman just before this meeting. He has some documents in his file, which he's willing to let us take copies of. We'll continue the investigation of it.
Yeah, okay. No other questions or comments? Is there a motion for A-4-24 from anyone?
I'd like to make a motion that this project be denied for further review, since it's a long-term project, and also because of the I-80 and Center Street exits that might be disturbed in the future.
I see, I agree. Do we have a second for the motion? Is there a second?
Sure. Since it's a long-term project, and due to the fact that the state of Illinois is going to rearrange Center Street and Rayner Avenue and I-80, so that's the reason why I would deny the project as of right now.
So are you making a motion?
He made a motion to,
Yeah.
I guess, table it, would you say? Is that what you-
No, his
No,
was for
I make a
denial.
motion to
So,
deny it
Deny it.
so
Okay.
we need
as of right now.
All right,
we need to know if there's a second.
yes, I do need to know. Does anybody make a second on that motion to deny? Well, does somebody else make a different motion?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Ms. Rohr?
Aye.
Mr. Rusinellos?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Mr. Kella?
Aye.
Mr. Orlando?
Nay.
Chairman Dillon?
In good conscience, I couldn't know, because I don't think it's a good place for the employees to be working there on contaminated property.
So 4-2 in favor of approval for this. This will go to city council August 5 and 6 if it stays on course. So thank you. Next would be new business, we have none. Next, new or old business, not for final action or recommendation, we have none. Public comment, anybody that wants to speak on a non-agenda item can do so at this time. Seeing none, would be adjournment.
Motion for adjournment?
So moved.
All in
Second.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nice to have it.
Thank you.
Thank you.